Speaking of history, there could be some history, not quite yet, but Seiya Suzuki, he is off to a hot start. He has started off his career with a first hit in his first game. Then he had his first multi-homer game shortly following that. And then he now has 4 home runs, and he's off to a fantastic start to his MLB career. But one thing that's getting a lot of respect throughout the big league is his patience. And in a game that's a lot of analytical kind of information, and a lot of players study this, obviously the coaches do as well. Suzuki has came out and said, yes, potentially with the help of a translator as well, but he has came out and said that he didn't study the analytics. He is not that analytical guy. Maybe in the offseason, maybe in his next season, he would contemplate that, but he's just a guy that just kind of studies the game, studies the pitchers, and just kind of goes out there and does his thing. But one thing that he's getting praised throughout the entire league is his patience. He has patience beyond belief, which is very, very, very impressive to see. If you have not seen a Cubs game, go watch him play. It is fantastic. I had the pleasure of watching him in the opening series, being a Pirates fan playing the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was fantastic. Just the smoothness of his swing, the way that he carries himself, obviously in the field as well, but he has surprising power to that swing. I mean, you just see how smooth it is, but that is just an impressive swing. And like I said, he is off to a 9-game hitting streak when we recorded this. So obviously I'm super excited to see how long that streak can, because anytime you start saying a hitting streak, hopefully it doesn't break it, like, and if you're new to this and you just learned about a perfect game, you don't talk about a no-hitter. You don't talk about a perfect game. I'm not 100% sure if you're not allowed to talk about a hitting streak, but either way, hopefully Suzuki, I didn't jinx it, but I'd love to see a streak. And I know that that I will be placing some player props for you to continue that streak, because it is impressive. And I could see you, especially with the teams that the Cubs have in the upcoming series, I could see him continuing the streak, even, a 1-for-4 day. And pitchers are going to have to get a little more creative. And I do think it benefits him that there isn't a lot of analytics on him with being his first career. Yes, they could potentially probably scout him from, the league that he was in prior to the MLB, but I don't think it translates is pure analytics as it does from baseball to that league. So either way, I think towards the end of this season, the pitchers, the analytics and stuff are going to start to pile up, and pitchers and coaches are going to kind of treat him a little bit differently, because they have the attention of everybody in the league right now. So super excited to see where his numbers end up on this year, because I was watching the Cubs broadcast and I had the pleasure of listening to it live, where one of the announcers was like, wow, he's up to 4 home runs. And if you do the projections on how many home runs he has, he's on pace for about 653 home runs this season. Aren't projections great? And I think he was kind of getting a shot at the analytics. He is a very old school broadcaster, doesn't quite get into the numbers and the analytics of it. So it's kind of his joke on how great of a start that he is off to, but it's also his way of, kind of poking some fun at the analytics of the game as well. But yes, do yourself a favor. Give Suzuki a watch if you have the opportunity. And for whatever reason, if you happen to be in a fantasy baseball league that he is not picked up, he's a free agent, 1, you should invite me to your fantasy league, because I would dominate it. But 2, make sure that you can get him on your roster. If it is a fantasy or a dynasty league, maybe even, try to work a trade or 2 to try to get him in there. He's going to be a stud for the upcoming years on a very, younger, but a very decent Cubs team that is in a very strong division in the NL Central.